Sagar Beans and Sagar Bistro. Today you're here with me in my home and I'm going to answer the question that I get asked often is, how do you drink coffee? There are several methods to brew or prepare coffee, however you want to say it. Drip, which most coffee shops have or you see in restaurants, it's just that pot where the water flows through the grinds into a pot. There's also French press, pour over. You have the siphon hose thing, which I don't use. Have the little perk Biolettis, which will make an espresso. A cappuccino machine, which makes espresso-based beverages. My favorite method, and I like to drink coffee, is on my stovetop in a percolator. Right on the gas stove. An electric percolator will work, but I still think on the stovetop, because I let it perk for 8 to 10 minutes. And I think that gives you the best cup of coffee. So today, I'm going to show you how to perk coffee on your stovetop. First, you have to start off with good beans, of course, my Sagar beans. And this is my Have a Nice Day. That's the combination of Nicaraguan Brazilian beans and Robusta beans for extra caffeine. So I start off with that every day. I grind it fresh. I have a Breville coffee grinder and I have it set to perk. I know that light is kind of in the way, but you can see here that you can do it coarser or finer. Obviously for espresso-based beverage, you're going to want a finer grind, and French press, you're going to want a coarser grind. So for perk, obviously that's where it is. This is how I have it set, and I just... Okay, so coffee is ground up, and here I have the percolator on my stove top, and I've filled it with water. If you're going to use this type of percolator, I fill it just to underneath where the water spout is, or maybe a little bit above, depending on how much water you want. Take a basket, put it inside, and then we get our beans. Forgive my little burns, cooking in the kitchen and got burnt with some oil at the restaurant. Have the grounds. I don't measure or weigh the coffee. I know that's bad news, but when I'm at home, I kind of eyeball it. I know how much I want in there. So just fill that up, and we get the strainer. Oh, there we go. Flip the top over. And there we go. Over here so it doesn't burn the handle. I'm just going to let that perk. And it's probably going to perk. I let it perk about 10 minutes. Show's starting to perk. And I let that come to a rolling perk. I can listen. I listen because I hear it'll start to overflow. And let me turn this handle this way. And what I want to do is just lower the heat down now. So it's simmering. And this is really, it's going to develop the flavor. So it took about 5 minutes to get it to that boiling stage. And now I'm going to let it perk. What you see back there, it's 442. I'm going to give it about 8 minutes. Okay, so now you'll see it's really boiling now. You can, I don't know if you can actually see that. You can see the water started to change color, so the coffee is developing. I let it sit here, like I said, for about 5 to 8 minutes. We're gonna give it another 5 more minutes of perking, and then I'll let it rest for about 5 minutes. That gives the grounds a chance to settle. If you try to pour it right out of the percolator into the cup, once it's hot, you're gonna get a cup full of coffee grounds, which sometimes I actually will work my way through. If I really need that cup of coffee first thing in the morning, I pour a little out, drink some of it, let it settle, then I dump and start all over again. So So I'm gonna let it finish, let it settle. Then I'm gonna pour you a cup and show you the most absolute perfect cup of coffee you can ever have in your whole life. Okay, here we are, 4:50. You see my cat in the background there. So now I am going to shut the pot off. Actually gonna get, I conveniently have a Robyns mug here. So I'm gonna show you, this is what it's like because it's still perking. I'm gonna let it, the final dregs of the perk. I'm just gonna take it right off of the stove and pour into the cup so you can see what it looks like. You see all the grounds, coffee grinds in there. See how rich and dark that coffee comes. It just, the flavor is just amazing. But here, I'm gonna pour it in the sink so you can see what happens there. See all the grounds that come out. So you're really gonna wanna make it settle or let it settle before you pour it. So I'm gonna give it a minute or two and then we're gonna pour it again. I'll show you what happens. All right, so now I waited a couple of minutes and here I poured another cup in and you can see there's nothing in there. So it does pay to be patient, although patience, I have no patience. But anyway, I do for coffee. Oh, I have a nice hot cup of coffee. I know it's the middle of the afternoon, but you know, any time is coffee time. So here's to you, coffee time. You can get these percolators on Amazon. This is a Farberware one and they're not expensive. It's only $25. I'll find a link. It's not an affiliate link, so I'm not making any money off of it. But if you do buy my coffee, I will make some money and I would appreciate that. So I'll have a link below to Robyns, our online shop. And I'll find a link for a percolator coffee pot and I encourage you to try perking your own coffee at home. So from my kitchen and Robyns' kitchen, have a great cup of coffee, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe because you don't want to miss a thing. And that's not a Bon Jovi song. That was Aerosmith, but that's okay. I can quote other songs. I'm not just exclusively to Bon Jovi, but you know Bon Jovi is near and dear to my heart. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you next time. You can see the little light from my camera.